Hello and welcome to episode 30 of the Nourish and Strengthen podcast. I'm super excited for the information I have for you guys today. If you missed it, last week I did a free masterclass all about habits, and I am sharing with you that information today. So if you missed the class, perfect, no worries. I got that information for you right here. And there is a really fun announcement at the end of this. So make sure that you stick with me all the way through to the end. Okay, so today we are talking about the 7 habits for an easier weight loss journey. Okay, so maybe you are here listening to me right now because you've struggled with the ups and downs of weight loss. Maybe sometimes you are super motivated, you're super on fire, and a week later you just can't get yourself to get out of bed. Not get out of bed, but you can't get yourself to do anything, right? You can't get yourself to stick to your meals, to get your workout in, do any of the healthy habits that you know you should be doing, right? So over the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do that does not rely on motivation or willpower and will help you have an easier time losing weight for good. Okay, you really can feel confident, strong, and fit no matter how old you are or your life situation. Okay, so we know not a never-ending supply of motivation and willpower. Sometimes we just struggle, right? Sometimes we think, well, if only I were motivated, I could do this. Or if only I had more willpower, I could not munch on food into the late evening. We can't rely on motivation and willpower to fuel our transformation. Okay, so I want you to stick with me here till the end because I do have something fun for you guys that's going to be at the end of this episode. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about my motivation journey. Okay, so a little bit about my motivation journey. If you've been with me for very long, you know that in the year 2018 to 2019, I actually gained 50 pounds. Okay, I gained 50 pounds in 52 weeks. And do you think that I was motivated during that time? No, I definitely was not motivated yet. I did not give up on my journey. I did not stop going to the gym. I did not stop paying attention to my nutrition, drinking my water, getting enough sleep, all of these healthy habits. I never stopped them. And I actually had someone come up to me at the gym once, and she was a follower on social media. And she was like, how are you motivated to keep going? And it made me really think. I was like, I am not motivated. It is not motivation that gets me here to the gym. It is not motivation that gets me, eating my meal prepped foods or just my healthy foods. So is it willpower? Is it like I am just grinding tooth and nail to make sure I can check all these boxes of the things I'm supposed to be doing? No, it's not motivation or willpower. It was more of a source of identity. I am somebody who does XYZ. And that identity did not come overnight. That identity came over years and years of consistency with healthy habits. And these are the healthy habits I'm going to talk you through today. So, are you always going to be motivated? No, guys, no. Your motivation will come and go throughout your entire journey. This is normal and does not mean that there is anything wrong. That is totally normal. When you are not feeling motivated, you should not feel frustrated, you should not feel sad or bummed. In fact, on the flip side, you should expect those times of low motivation to come because they will. And when you expect them, it makes it so much easier. Are you always motivated to go to work or fold the laundry? No, sometimes we need to put on our big girl panties and do things when we're not motivated, right? So does that mean that we rely on willpower? Well, no, not necessarily either. That's not the best way to fuel your transformation either, by forcing yourself to do something you just don't really want to do. That's not ideal either. So what should you do instead? Okay, I'm going to give you here, you guys, the key, absolute key to long-term weight loss and maintenance of your results. Okay, maintenance, that should be the goal. That should be the end all be all goal, right? And so to do that, you have to learn to get consistent in some very specific habits. Some of them might feel obvious, some of them will not. Okay, so I'm going to break those down for you now. So I'm introducing you to the Moxie 7. These are 7 habits that my coaching team and I have worked really, really hard on putting together over the last 6 months, 4 to 6 months or so. And we are going to be weaving them into our client journeys. But I wanted to do this class to teach them to you so that whether you're a client or not, you could learn what these habits are and how to implement them. So if you feel like you are always on or off, right? You're always all in, all out, you're inconsistent, you're never able to follow through. Maybe you're actually gaining weight because of the struggles that these inconsistencies of, under eating, overeating can actually, guys, slow your metabolism over time. So whatever your motivation is for being here, I am super excited to have you and I'm super excited to support you on this journey. So why listen to me? Why listen to my team? Let's talk about that, you guys. I have a team of absolutely incredible coaches. My team of 7 coaches are amazing. They all have their own unique stories. We've been working with women over the last 15 years, one-on-one. We all have a specific journey that we have been through ourselves. And then we have supported women going through, things with hormone issues, gut issues, metabolism struggles, aging, injury, illnesses, long-term, devastating life events. We have helped women work through those. So we get it. Okay. And we help our clients have the successes that, you see on my social media and here on this screen all the time. Okay. So I'm here to introduce you to each habit, 7 habits, why they're important, and tips on implementing them as well. Okay. So, but the key is following through, right? It's so easy to take this information and not implement it. Just sit on it and think, oh, I know I should be doing that, but I'm not. I don't have the keys to actually implement that. So I do have something fun in the works for you to help you with that too. So stay to the end and you may possibly, win a fun little prize. Okay. All right. So I want you to imagine for a minute how amazing you're going to feel when you have dialed in your consistency. Have you ever woken up on a Monday morning and known that you stayed on track all weekend long because you had those healthy habits in place? It is the absolute best feeling in the world. It's so empowering and makes you feel like, oh my gosh, if I can do that, I can do anything. I can do anything needed to reach my goals. So let's just go ahead and jump right in, guys. Habit number 1 is tracking your food. I want you to think about this as I go. What are your thoughts about tracking your food? Do you feel like it's restrictive? Do you feel like it's freeing? What do you feel like it does for you? Okay. So tracking your food. We all know that in order to see weight loss results, you need to be in a calorie deficit. The calories you consume need to be less than the calories your body is expending on a day-to-day basis, right? So you need to be in a calorie deficit is number 1. Here at Moxie Coaching, we typically do what we call modified macros. So a lot of recent research has shown that as long as you're in a calorie deficit and your protein needs are met, that it doesn't really matter if the rest of your calories come from carbs or fats. So tracking macros in this way allows you truly to have food freedom. It allows you to have the foods you're craving in the moment. It allows you to have foods that are on hand in your house at that time. It allows you to incorporate more treats or your favorite food as long as you're in that calorie deficit and you're hitting your protein intake. Protein is the building blocks of our muscles, right? And so getting that protein is so important for muscle maintenance, muscle retention when you're in a calorie deficit. It's important for all healing processes in our body. Okay, so whether that is healing from a sickness or an injury or just improving your bone density over time, maintaining that muscle mass, which is going to help your metabolism. It's so important. The other reason why tracking your food is really important is consistency in your intake. Guys, I know I mentioned it a little bit before, but these bouts of high calorie, low calorie, overeating, undereating can literally slow down your metabolism. It can affect your hormones, which will slow your metabolism, which will make you gain weight slowly over time. So that consistency in your intake is huge, okay? So tracking your food intake, getting in that habit is habit number 1. Habit number 2 is sleeping at least 7 hours a night. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story here. So this is back in summer of 2021. We were remodeling our upstairs. Okay, we were remodeling our main floor of our house, which is where my bedroom is. And the whole family was sleeping in the basement. So my kids' bedrooms are in the basement, but mine and my husband's bedroom is not in the basement. So we took our mattress and we took it downstairs and we slept for about 3 months on the basement floor. on our mattress. And so it was summertime, okay? And so it was the first time really, not in my life, but in a really long time, where it was a little bit tricky for me to get up early in the morning and go to the gym. I was sharing the same bathroom with the kids. My dog was sleeping down there. And if I was up, she was up. It was just tricky. And it was summertime too. So I did have more flexibility. So I was in a fat loss phase at the time. I was doing a little mini cut or just, I guess, just a cut. And I had the goal of losing about 7 or 8 pounds. You guys, that summer, my weight loss was so easy. It kind of just fell off me. I hate to say it. And compared to previous weight loss attempts, whether that was competition prep or just lifestyle weight loss, it was so easy. And the biggest difference was I was sleeping about 8.5 hours a night. I truly was. And that was the biggest difference between that dieting phase and ones that I had previously done. In the past, I was at the gym at 5:30 in the morning, 6 at the latest, getting maybe 5.5, 6 hours of sleep. And I know that's not a big difference. 5.5 to 6 to 8.5, but it is a huge difference on our bodies and how we handle fat loss. Okay, so how do we implement this? It might be easy to say like, oh, sure, that sounds easy, but how do I really do it? So a couple tips. So sleep hygiene is really important, and we all know the basics of like, make sure you don't use screens, make sure you dim the house, make sure your room is cool, that kind of stuff. Couple things you might not know about though. Sunlight in the morning. First thing in the morning, if you can get outside in the sun, that's actually going to help your sleeping. Okay. Another thing, brain dumping at night. If you are like me and you tend to go to sleep and you have so many thoughts just swirling in your brain, have a notebook next to your bed, write those things down, close your notebook, put it away, go to bed. Just getting those things out of your head onto paper can kind of subconsciously help us. Because sometimes we're afraid of forgetting things, right? That's how I am. And so if I know it's written down, my mind can kind of chill out, turn off a little bit, and, allow myself to go to sleep. Another tip here is a regular sleep and wake schedule. Okay. I know you might be thinking, well, I want to sleep in a little later on the weekends than I do during the week because I have to get up so early during the week. If you want to vary that wake up time by about an hour, that should be fine. But I wouldn't get up at like 5 a.m. during the week and like 9 a.m. on the weekend. Okay. Try to bring those times closer together so you have a more consistent go to sleep and wake up schedule. That's actually going to help your sleep quality so much. Habit number 3, drink at least 90 ounces of water a day. Okay. So a good guideline is about half your body weight in ounces of water a day plus some. So I would think of 90 as the minimum, depending on your size. Okay. So half your body weight in ounces of water a day. And then I say plus some. What does that mean? So that means half your body weight in ounces of water a day is the base. If you exercise, you're going to want to add on a couple cups of water to help with that. Helps make sure you're hydrated for your workouts. If you live in a hot, dry climate, you're going to want to add some water for that. If you sweat a lot, whether that's in your workout or just day to day because you live in a hot place, you're going to want to add some water to kind of replace those electrolytes lost. So that's why I say half your body weight in ounces of water a day is kind of the minimum. Okay. This is really important for so many things, but one, for your metabolism, all right? It's really important for all your body processes running efficiently to stay hydrated. So metabolism, your energy, your mood, your focus, your brain clarity, muscle contraction during your workouts. Staying hydrated is important for all of those things. Now you might be feeling like, oh my gosh, that's so hard. How do I possibly get in all that water? I totally get it. Couple tips. So one, have a water bottle handy that you love to drink out of. If you have a certain straw you love, have that handy. It can just really help when you have something kind of cute and fun to drink out of to get your water in. Another tip is to use your clock, use an alarm. I like to drink half my water by noon and the other half by 6 p.m. Okay, what that's going to do is ensure that you have all your water in. If you're a little bit behind, you got some time to catch up, but it's also going to ensure that you're not totally backloading your water intake and just drinking way too much at the end of the day. Okay, because that can make, it'll make you stay up all night going pee. Nobody wants that, right? So water, habit 3, super important. Habit number 4, Movement, 8 to 10,000 steps a day is habit number 4. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, but I only get in like 2,000 steps a day. If that's the case, I want you to take baby steps. I want you to focus on maybe getting 3 to 4. Once that feels easy, get 5 to 6. Just getting that movement up. If you can't quite get to 8 to 10, there's really nothing magical about that. It's just tracking your steps is habit 4, being aware of them, and always just making sure you're staying active and not sitting all day long. So let's talk about NEAT. That stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And that is a pretty large portion of your daily metabolism. So in your metabolism, you've got your BMR. That stands for basal metabolic rate. That's the amount of calories your body burns when it's just sitting around doing nothing, right? You also have TEF, thermic effective food. That is the amount of calories your body burns digesting and chewing and just eating your food, okay? Then you also have EAT, exercise activity thermogenesis. That's actually one of the smaller ones, guys. That is the amount of calories you burn during dedicated exercise and workouts. So non-exercise activity thermogenesis is the moving you have throughout your day around your house. I'm talking with my hands right now. That counts as NEAT. When you're walking around your house, that counts as NEAT. When you're parking far away from the store and walking in, it's all NEAT, okay? So the easiest way to track your NEAT is by tracking your steps, okay? So like I said, there's nothing magical about X number of steps. The idea is just tracking that daily movement and making sure you're not just sitting around all day, okay? This is so good for your digestion. Did you guys know that when you get up and walk after a meal, it aids in your digestion? So if you have a lot of issues with bloating, gassiness, try going for a walk after a meal. It helps with hormone function. It helps with your mood, your heart health, your metabolism, your blood sugar. Did you know your blood sugar and insulin won't spike quite as much if you go on a walk after a meal? Truth, facts, all of these things. So how to get more steps in? It can be hard, right? Like I said, focus on bite size, small increases to your typical activity, okay? So, like I mentioned before, parking farther away from the grocery store is a great idea. Going on smaller walks throughout the day is awesome. If it's winter time, you can even walk in your house. Okay, I did a little game with myself. I usually do in the winter where I walk the inside perimeter of my house. Yes, that means I walk into a room and just walk. I outline the room, walk out, outline the next room. And you do that 2 or 3 times. I mean, depending on your house size, of course, a handful of times, and you're at 10 minutes. Approximately 10 minutes is about 1,000 steps. So you sprinkle in a couple of those throughout the day, you're good. If you've got a dog, go on a 30-minute walk with your dog. All of these things are great ways to get more steps in. It's just being aware and conscious, okay? Habit number 5, spending 20 to 30 minutes outside. Yes, that does mean if you take one of your walks, or if you take a walk outside, that counts. So some of these are going to overlap a little bit. So why is that so important? And I know it can get cold, but guess what? If the sun's out, even if it's cold, it will feel so good. In the winter, when I am inside and cooped up all day, it feels so good to get outside, put on a beanie, put on a big jacket if it's wintertime, and get outside. It's going to help with vitamin D absorption, you guys. Vitamin D is best absorbed from the sun. You can take a supplement, but the sun is going to be so much better with absorption. It's going to help bring down stress and cortisol levels by actually putting your body into a parasympathetic nervous system state. And so you're putting your body from this stressed fight or flight mode that a lot of us spend all of our time in into more of a rest and digest, chill, zened out state, which is crucial for digestion, for healthy hormones, for fat loss, all these things, okay? It's also going to boost mental health, and it's going to help, like I mentioned, help aid in relaxation and just kind of lowering those stress levels and helping you feel just more chill, okay? Really, really important. Habit number 6, 5 minutes a day of meditation. Now you might be like, oh, I thought she was going to say that. That's the worst. Guys, those of you who fight meditation because you quote unquote can't do it, or you can't turn your mind off, or it's too hard because you have too many thoughts, those are the people who need it the most. I promise. I was there. Now I thrive on my daily meditation. Maybe just because I like to lay on my bed. I like to do it laying on my bed. And so I know most people say you should sit. I lay. Sorry. So I look forward to it. Just laying down, zoning out. It's going to help also lower your cortisol and stress, but really it's going to teach you to clear your mind and control your thoughts. Especially, that's why I'm saying if you're high anxiety, lots of thoughts all the time, you're the type of person that needs this the most because oftentimes, guys, our thoughts can spiral. Our thoughts can turn negative and turn into these negative thought patterns that just kind of spiral out of control, which will sabotage our success in so many aspects of life. So meditation clearly teaches you how to let a thought come into your mind and then go out of your mind and just gives you that control over your thoughts, which is going to help you be a happier person. It's going to help improve your fat loss. It's going to improve your overall health, your hormones, your digestion, so many things. Okay. Habit 6, 5 minutes. You want to do more? Great. But 5 minutes will work wonders. Habit number 7. This is one I love. 15 minutes a day of doing something you enjoy. This might feel like, why is that important? Oh my gosh, I am so busy. I am taking my kids here and there and everywhere, and I'm making dinner and cleaning the kitchen. And oh my gosh, by the end of the day, I have no time for myself. Does that sound like healthy thoughts? No. Okay. Oftentimes, I heard this on a podcast recently. The real reason behind overwhelm oftentimes is not that we're doing too much, but it's that we are not doing enough of things that we love. We're not filling our cup. We're not adding joy to our lives. Okay. So, something you enjoy. It can be reading a book. It can be taking a bath. It can be watching a show. It can be going outside by yourself. It can be snuggling your puppy. Whatever it is, just something just for you for 15 minutes a day. It's going to boost your mental health. It's going to make you happier. It's going to really enhance that sense of identity, you guys. I joined a business mentorship a year and a half ago. And one of the things we talked about a lot in the beginning was cultivating your own hobbies outside of work. And so many of us fitness business owners were like, but we love work. I love it. I want to work all of the time. And they were like, no, you have to turn it off and cultivate your own hobbies. And it really made me, it was so fun, you guys. I found some of my new favorite hobbies because it helped me at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever time, turn one part of myself off and turn another part of myself on. And I was able to pick back up the piano. I found new craft hobbies that I love, just different things that add to your life and enhance that sense of identity. And this it will also lower stress and cortisol when you can kind of turn off the overwhelm, the stressful thoughts of your day and turn your attention to something that just you enjoy. Okay. Now, these might seem hard. Okay. It might be like 7 things I have to do. Oh my gosh. How can I possibly do it? So I want you to think about, okay, well, how would it feel for you when you can dial in these healthy habits and finally reach the goals that you've been struggling to reach? Okay. And you might be thinking, I can tell you're probably thinking, well, okay, cool, Lindsay, that's great. I know what I need to do, but I don't know how to implement all these things. I just can't make myself do it. And a big key here that's missing is accountability and structure, right? And also a little bit of fun. So that's where I have something fun for you guys. So I want to invite you to either keep spinning your wheels, getting nowhere, or follow a proven habit blueprint that my team and I has been working on for the last 4 months or so. So I'm doing something, guys, that I have not done for a couple years, and you've been asking for it. You've been asking for it. I've been listening, and we are doing a New Year's challenge. We're doing a New Year's challenge. It's going to be amazing. We're calling it 4 weeks to an easier weight loss journey. Okay, so we are starting in January 8th to be specific, and I've got a discount for you guys if you want to join at a super, super big discount. But here's what you're going to get in our New Year's challenge. You're going to get custom macros. You're going to get home and gym workouts in our client app. You're going to have 3 group coaching Zoom calls with me. You're going to have 4 meal plans that you can customize to your macros. You are going to get our all new Moxie 7 habit tracker. So you'll have your 7 habits. You'll have a great place to mark them off each day as you do them throughout the 4 weeks. We're going to have an all new private Facebook community and your own private text support. Okay. So if you need some help, if you have questions, we're going to be right there for you. Just only a text away. Okay. I'm also giving away to one challenger 8 weeks of free elite coaching. Okay, so we've got a contest in here too. So all these things that are included are valued at $722, but no, we're not going to charge that, right? Your investment will be just $247. That's it, $247. But since you are listening to this podcast, you're going to save $100. Okay, so I have a code. Ready? Write this down. Save 100. SAVE 100. That will allow you to join for just $147. Okay, so dates of our New Year's challenge, January 8th to February 5th. Signups are not open to the public until December 27th. Okay, so if you see this or if you hear this, you guys, I want you to click on the link in the show notes here and you will be able to sign up, but no one else in the public can until December 27th. So don't forget, guys, code SAVE 100 to save $100. And yeah, if you are here because you can't seem to get consistent, you feel like you're never motivated, or you need to know exactly what to do, my 4-week New Year's challenge is exactly the kickstart you guys need. So like I said, I'm going to drop that link in the show notes. I'd love, love, love to have you guys join me. Please shoot me a DM on social media, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. If you have any questions at all, I'm here to help you. So hope you guys enjoyed those 7 habits for an easier weight loss journey. And I would love to see you in the challenge.